Hi you guys, it's Ruby from Oofy Scraps, and today I am going to be showing you a final flip through of my 15 Faves album. If you haven't seen the rest of this mini series, I've posted 3 process videos going through each of the 15 prompts. This is a prompt list I came up with myself, mostly because I wanted to use this super adorable mini album. So it's a 4x4 album. I got it off scrapbook.com. I'm like 85% sure it's a Heidi swap collaboration. It might be Paige Evans though. I honestly can't remember. But I literally just bought these albums because they were adorable and then I wanted to use it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna come up with an album prompt list myself. So I will link all of the processes down below, but we will just get right into it. So on the inside cover, I printed out on just photo paper my prompt list. I also love this album because I love how colorful it is, but I also love how cool the inside is. I feel like sometimes the insides of albums are really neutral and like simple and almost an afterthought, but this is just as cool as the outside. The only thing I don't love is I really like this color scheme, like the blues and greens and purples, but like when it's sitting on your shelf, you get like the 2 softest colors showing instead of all of these fun, bright colors. But I'm being nitpicky, it's not that deep. Also, I put 15 faves on my Dymo label maker on the book plate. But yes, inside cover, all of the prompts. You can find this prompt list on my Instagram. I would love it if any of you guys decided to recreate the prompts. Even if you just leave in a comment below or you make a journal entry answering like or responding to your favorites from this prompt list. I think it's a really fun, super light, super easy, fun little thing to do. Anywho, getting into the album, I started off with this mini little acetate piece. I think this is from the Fantastico collection, American Crafts by Obed Marshall. I know Obed Marshall is a designer. Can't remember if it's American Crafts or not though. I think it might be. But anyways, first prompt was tradition. I also decided to create a little bit of like a sense of unity by using the same letter stickers for each title. So it's just a multicolored foam sticker set from Target and it's just random colors. And some of the colors worked out better than others, but this is for the first theme, which is favorite tradition. And my favorite tradition is my family desert trips. If you've seen all the process videos, some of my stories are going to be redundant, but I just wanted it all to be together in the same place. But yeah, this is a photo of most of my family. We're missing one brother. And we always go out to the desert. We don't go as much now that we live in California, but when I was a kid, we lived in Illinois and we drive from Chicago all the way to San Diego and go to the desert for like New Year's Eve and ride dirt bikes. And it's just a family tradition we have. I think because we have such a big family, it's harder to have family traditions because getting everyone together in one place is harder. So this is one that we have always had. And this is from my dad's 50th birthday a couple years ago. So yeah, that was my first one. And I just decided to write right on the page. I did a mix of full page photos and smaller photos, but I wrote just right on the page. A little bit of journaling. Next is favorite food, and I put, this is the Tomca noodle soup, which is a Thai soup, but I get it from a specific restaurant in Santa Barbara called Empty Bowl. I lived in Santa Barbara for 5 years, and this is my favorite restaurant ever, and I only get one thing off the menu. Everything on their menu is really good, but this is the thing I go to get, and it's a Thursday special. They only have it on Thursdays. It's like a coconut-based kaffir lime soup with chili oil, and then there's these big thick udon noodles, which is untraditional of the soup, but it's so good. And then these mushrooms and cilantro, and it's so good. I could eat it forever. And it's also vegan, and I get it with steamed tofu, and it's delicious. It's like the best thing ever. I love it. And every time I go to Santa Barbara when I visit, I always make sure I'm there on a Thursday so I can go. And when I was in college and living in Santa Barbara, the manager like knew who I was because I went so often that he was like, see you next Thursday. Like he knew I always only came on Thursdays. But yeah, I put a little bit of journaling on a tag, and that is that. The next prompt was color, and my favorite color is green. When I was a kid, my favorite color was pink. So I decided that because my favorite color was pink, my favorite animal had to be a flamingo because flamingos were pink. And then in 2nd grade, I went to the San Diego Zoo with my cousins, saw the pandas, was like astonished by them, loved them, fell in love with them. Those became my favorite animal. And then because pandas ate bamboo and bamboo was green, green had to be my favorite color. I know this is like the weirdest logic as a child, but this is how I felt. And I've convinced myself that green's my favorite color. To this day, green is my favorite color, and I'm still obsessed with pandas. But this is my little homage to green. Here's me on my green dirt bike with my green jersey on as like probably like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 11-year-old, something young. And happy as can be. And my dad is who got us all into dirt biking, but he always bought Hondas, which are red, and I had convinced him to buy me a Kawasaki because they were green. So that is that. Next, my favorite place is the forest, specifically anywhere in nature but the forest. I love being around trees. I think that it's so inspiring and recharging, and I think it's just like the best feeling ever. I love it. I feel most myself in the forest. So this is a photo of me in the redwoods, and it's like in Big Basin, I think is what the area is called. But yeah, I used a little circle punch to put a little bit of journaling on there, and I kept that one super simple. That was what was fun about this album, is that I was able to get through each page really quick because it's so small. It gave me a little bit of a challenge of working on a smaller scale, and it went by really quickly. Next is my favorite animal, which we all know is a panda. I'm obsessed with pandas. I've been obsessed with pandas since 2nd grade. And ever since then, people are like, you're going to get over it one day. And here I am, 24 years old, still obsessed with pandas. So this is a photo of me and 2 of my little cousins at a community fair, and I have my face painted like a panda. I decided to do a little bit of a flip up, and I did a sticker bomb with pandas because I'm obsessed with panda stickers. Obviously, I have a million. And I did some journaling here, just a little bit more in depth of how I became obsessed with pandas. The next one is favorite holiday. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving food. Even though I'm a vegetarian and I can't eat that much, I still really love potatoes, Brussels sprouts, all that stuff. I really like vegetarian stuffing. And again, I think it's a reason that I like the holidays because it's something my family really does big. We don't do a lot of holidays super big, but Thanksgiving we've always hosted at my parents' house, and we get all the fancy plates out, and it's super fun. I also make a Thanksgiving scrapbook, which I document what everyone is thankful for each year, fill it with photos from Thanksgiving, and I think it's really fun. I also love that Thanksgiving feels like the jump start to the holiday season, because after Thanksgiving you have, is Halloween before or after? Halloween's before, but fall is like anticipation for winter, which is when Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, my birthday, all that stuff happens. And anticipation is like my favorite feeling in the whole world. So I love Thanksgiving. I love fall. So that was what I did there. I did a little tag sticking out here, and it's pretty cute. This is one of the times where the colors didn't really fall very appropriately for the title, but I just went with it. Next is my favorite drink. I did have a bit of a redundant thing where I had favorite food, drink, and treat. I'm a foodie, or maybe a drinky. I just like to eat and consume things. So I decided to include all of them, and I thought it's my prompt list. I can do what I want to. So my favorite drink is definitely matcha. I also love boba, so the perfect storm is a matcha boba. I love it. So this is a photo of me in San Francisco. You might recognize this photo from my San Francisco trip album. But yeah, it's a matcha boba, and it was delicious. And I use this paper from, I think, Color Fresh, with these giant green balls, which reminded me of boba, but also reminded me of matcha. And then I also had this smaller cut apart sheet from that with the tiny version of this print. So I thought it turned out pretty cute. And then a random little boba sticker. Next is my favorite activity. I have completely fallen in love with roller skating. I love it. I think it's a really fun way of getting active that doesn't really feel like working out. I rollerbladed as a kid, and I bought myself roller skates in December of 2020, and have since bought my boyfriend roller skates too, and we all roller skate together. We all, the 2 of us, we roller skate with his dog, and it's just a super fun activity. I also love it because I have these super obnoxious holographic roller skates, and everyone give like, well, I always get at least one compliment or some kid or someone who's just like so excited about it. And I feel like when you're roller skating, you see other people roller skating, it's super funny and happy and exciting. But it's also like people get excited when they see people on roller skates. So I feel like it's just a happy experience for everyone, and I really love that. The next prompt is my favorite trip. So hands down, my favorite trip I've ever been on was, I think it was 2018. I went to Bali. So I went with a friend. She was there for a week, and then she flew to Japan for a different thing she was doing. And then my mom flew out for the last 3 weeks. So I was there for a month total. And it was just an incredible experience. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. It's a really long flight, and it's an expensive flight if you're coming from the US. But once you get there, everything is so affordable, and the people in Bali are so nice. It was such like a culture shock in the best way, experiencing such a different culture from mine. People are so kind there. The food is so good there. Everything is beautiful. It was just a wonderful experience. And I've never been on a trip for that long before, like out of the country. And it really felt like I got a full experience of the place. I mean, of course I could spend even more time there, but I feel like in times when I've gone to like Europe, there's so much jumping around from city to city, country to country, that you don't really get the full experience of the place. So it was amazing spending so much time on such a small little island, because I felt like I really was able to experience all of it. So it was just an amazing trip. I cannot wait to go back. I really want to go back. They recently opened up their borders to international travel, but the problem is you have to stop in China for a connecting flight, and the borders in China weren't open, at least when the Bali borders reopened. But I also did a 2-week extensive ceramics course while I was there, because I was in college when I went, and that was so amazing too. So loved that trip. Can't wait to go back. Amazing. The next one is my favorite keepsake. I was also considering, there's like a hair stuck to the sticker. I was also considering calling this childhood memento, but that was way too long. So we went for keepsake. And I think this is a different kind of subject and like a little bit more in depth. Like favorite food, super light, super subtle, but favorite keepsake has more of a story to it. It invites a story, and I just think it was an interesting topic. So my favorite keepsake is this little panda here. I call it Dante Panda. And basically the abbreviated story is we used to have Build-A-Bear birthday parties, like Build-A-Bear workshop. If you don't know what that is, it's like a place you go and fill and create your own teddy bear, basically. So that was a super common birthday party thing where I grew up as a kid. And you basically go and every kid gets to make a stuffed bear. So we went ahead of time for my birthday, and we were like at the planning, whatever meeting. So my mom and I went to the Build-A-Bear and talked to the people about like what kind of party we wanted to do, what we wanted to have the options be, whatever. And I saw this panda bear on the shelf, and it was not only a panda, which was my obsession, which is my obsession, I should say, but it was also a panda bear with a World Wildlife Funding little necklace. And part of the proceeds went towards the World Wildlife Funding. And something about me and my obsession for pandas was I knew that they were endangered, and I was so determined to stop them from being extinct because I loved them. And so it was like my life mission. Like not only was I obsessed with pandas, but I was like a panda advocate. I used to write poems about pandas, book reports about pandas, do research about pandas, like anything we had to do in school, I somehow swung it so I could do it about pandas. And the opportunity to buy my Build-A-Bear while also supporting World Wildlife Funding was like a no-brainer. But I told my mom I really wanted it, and she was like, Ruby, that panda's even more expensive than the other ones because of the donation. So I don't know if we'll be able to get you that because we're already paying for everything else for the birthday party. I was super sad, but my little cousin, who is the older brother of these two, these two weren't born at the time. He lived in California and couldn't come to my birthday party. And so I opened up his present before my birthday party started. And it was the like deflated panda bear with a little button clicker that said happy birthday from him in his voice. So my mom was just tricking me so that I thought that I couldn't get it. But then my little cousin sent it to me. So anyways, that was not the abbreviated story. But I just did it on this paper that happens to be birthday themed panda paper, which was really perfect. And then this little sticker from Hobby Lobby that's also a panda birthday theme. And then I did this double-sided little journaling tag that just slips right behind. And also, possibly the coolest part is that this is the original Polaroid from my birthday, which is super cool that I randomly came across it and thought it would be cool to keep it in this album. So this is a really special story to me. That panda still sits on my bed. And since then, Build-A-Bear has come out with multiple different pandas. So I have a Bianca panda and a Dominic panda to go with these two kids. So Dante is the oldest brother, which is what Dante panda is named after. And then Bianca panda and Dominic panda are named after them. So I have a lot of panda stuff, a lot of panda toys, whatever, but those are my three like most prized possessions for sure when it comes to panda stuff. Next, a lot lighter of a note is favorite treat. I am obsessed with chocolate and I am obsessed with chocolate lava cakes. My mom definitely got me into it, but everywhere we go, we find chocolate lava cakes. They're my favorite. I am obsessed with them. But yeah, so this is a photo of a Chili's chocolate lava cake, which is really good, but not like quality. It's more just like junk food chocolate lava cake. And then I put some journaling here. And then this is a photo of me eating a lava cake at this restaurant in Washington. It's in Seattle. That is all lava cakes. They have like a bunch of different flavors of lava cakes and it is so good. I've been 2 or 3 times and it's like delicious. Next subject or prompt is hobby, and my favorite hobby is obviously scrapbooking. I was super excited to get to use this sticker. It's like a fabric scissor, and it was like one of the last stickers on a sheet of stickers I was trying to use up, and I didn't know how I was going to use it. I thought I was going to put it in my December daily, like wrapping presents, but it turned out to fit perfectly in here. And this is one of the times where the letter stickers worked out pretty well for the color scheme. So it's just a photo of me and some stickers, getting ready to either film a haul, film a process video or something. But yeah, I just kept it super simple, added some stars, some fun, colorful paper, and scrapbooking is definitely my favorite hobby. And then getting to the end here, my favorite season is definitely fall. I talked about it a little bit, but I love the anticipation of fall because fall is the beginning of the holiday season. My birthday comes up, all of the other holidays comes up. I have allergies, so I don't like spring at all. I love winter because of my birthday, but I like fall because it's a little warmer. Summer is super fun, but I think fall is just super exciting. I love the holiday season. I love fall smells. I love fall fashion, fall colors. It's just like the best. So this is a photo of me and my boyfriend from a couple years ago at a pumpkin patch, which is very fall. So yeah, I did some journaling on this tag, a couple of little phrase stickers. And then the last 2 prompts are self-care. So my favorite act of self-care, form of self-care is taking a bath. I love a bath and I also love a bath bomb. So this is a photo of me in a bath. You can see my little toes sticking out. And I used a bath bomb from Lush. I love bath bombs. And this is actually when we were in Hawaii for my brother's football game. He had a playoff game in Hawaii. And this is like an indoor-outdoor bathroom in Hawaii. And there's like all these like animals chirping and noises. And it's super cool. It was a really cool bath experience. But I love a bath. I think it's awesome. It's like forcing you to sit down and relax and do nothing. So I super love a bath. Kept this one pretty simple. More of a gold, warm tone, orange theme. A little tape, a little gold star situation. And yeah, and I kept a little just chillin' sticker. And the last one is thing about me or thing about you if you're doing this. And my favorite thing about myself is my smile. I think that smiling makes you happy. Like it literally does. Like science studies show that if you're angry or whatever and you smile, it like triggers something in your brain that makes you feel happier. I love smiling at people. I think it makes everyone feel happier, makes people's day. I love other people's smiles. I think smiling all around is a great attribute. So I did a little journaling about that and a photo of me just smiling really hard. So that is it. I just did the last page is just blank pattern paper just to close it out. But I thought this was a really fun album. It literally came from me just wanting to use this mini album, as I said, but it turned out to be a really fun self-reflection activity. I feel like it'd be a really good way for people to get to know you. And again, like even just like doing a journal entry and taking some time to think about what you love and why. And I also think it'd be cool to do this on a yearly basis as like, especially as a journal entry. It's a lot to do this whole scrapbook every year, but I think it'd be interesting to see what changes over the years. So if you decide to do this, please let me know. Tag me on Instagram, mention it in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.